Hey everyone, it's Cecily again, and I am going to be doing my rematch stories today. If you guys don't know what rematch is, basically in the au pair world, it means that the situation that you had with your current host family didn't work out and you decided that you need to look for another host family. Basically, that's as simple as it can get. So I actually went through this process 3 times. I've heard a lot of horror stories that included rematch and just families not treating au pairs right and everything. Go check out other APOP ambassadors video about her horror story. Having to go through rematch is probably something that a lot of potential au pairs fear. It is pretty dreaded. I was dreading it when I had to do it 3 times. Even the 3rd time I was still like, oh goodness, I have to go through this again. But sometimes it is so necessary for your happiness and for your own well-being whilst being in a new country. So if you're thinking about rematching, or if you ever have to go through this process at any point during your au pair journey, hopefully my little crazy stories can kind of give you some insight on what you should do in this kind of situation. So I'm going to guide you through all the 3 times that I have rematched, why I rematched, and how it went down basically. The first time, I had found my family on a really dodgy website. I had no idea whatsoever what I should be looking out for family-wise, what I should ask the family, and that was before I was introduced to all the APOP material and YouTube channel, book, and everything. So I definitely recommend, if you're struggling with this kind of stuff as a beginner in the au pair journey, definitely go check out the book on their website and just watch all their videos. They basically have answered any question that an au pair can potentially have. So me, being my young, naive self, I said yes to a family. Everything was going smoothly. I had filed my visa with the contract that we signed together, and I didn't know what Paris was like whatsoever. I didn't know that there was au pairs in the suburbs. I didn't know that there was au pairs living in the city. I basically knew nothing. So I was so lost in terms of what I was searching for. So once I finally did start discovering the APOP forum and all of the different materials and resources that are available for au pairs in Paris, I started realizing that there were different opportunities where you can live in, live out, and all the different kinds of situations that are available for au pairs. And I had said yes to a family on this dodgy website that lived really, really far, like basically not even Paris anymore, and they were saying that they were in Paris. They were about an hour on a train from Paris, and it was a really, really tiny village, and it was only after that I had applied for the visa with their contract and with their name and everything and their address that I realized that I didn't want to be au pairing for a family that was an hour away from Paris, because I was moving all the way to France to be in the city. Once I had discovered this, I basically had a mini panic attack, and I had realized that I had signed myself up for a year of living in the middle of nowhere. And do not get me wrong, maybe this is what some au pairs are looking for, and I totally respect that, but personally for me, that was just not my cup of tea. So I had to tell them that I wasn't going to be coming to au pair in the next few months because I wasn't happy with the situation, and I take full blame for this because I should have done more of my research, and that's why it's so important to be up to date with all of the criteria that you are putting down for what you want your host family to provide for you and what kind of lifestyle you're looking to live during your au pair year. Definitely, I would say just know what you want. And for the whole visa situation, that was also awful because, like I said before, I literally knew nothing about the whole process, and now that I'm an au pair, on my 2nd year au pair, I have people who are in the same exact situation as I was 2 years ago, and they're messaging me now because they've seen my videos and they've seen my au pair insight videos or day in a life, and they're asking me like, oh, what do I need for my visa? What do I need for the meeting to apply for the visa at the embassy? And honestly, I cannot recommend it enough. Do the consultation with Edwina. You can find it on the APOP website, and she knows how to get through the whole process. She knows what the requirements are. The requirements are so unclear on the French embassy website for visa applications. It is really a mess, and a lot of people don't even know what to bring to their appointment. So please, if you're having any kind of trouble with that, I definitely recommend going to the consultation service. My second rematch experience was when I was already in Paris. So I had said no to the family that was living an hour away from the city, and then I had found another family on aupairworld.com, which is what most au pairs use, and I found out there was actually so many families living in the city center, and I was so excited when I finally found a family living in the 15th arrondissement, and they had 2 children. I had Skyped with them, everything seemed fine. I had talked to the mother, but big mistake, big red flag. They said that the children weren't available to speak for some reason. I forgot what the excuse was, but I definitely recommend that you have some kind of interaction, whether it's through Skype, whether it's an exchange on a phone call with the children, because you kind of want to get a feel of like how they interact before you do move to the other side of the world. I literally only saw photos of them before I came and landed in the airport and saw them in real life. So that was a big mistake that I did on my second family that I chose. I didn't even ask to speak with the children. I'm literally coming across as such a rookie right now. I made so many mistakes, and I think that's a big part of the journey, so do not be so hard on yourself and learn from my bad experience. Back to the family, I said yes to them on Au Pair World, and then I moved in with them I think a month after, and we did the whole visa process together. Once I came, I had my visa already, and I just had to get it verified with the OFI appointment, which is fine. They were super helpful with all of that. And then about 2 or 3 months into the au pair experience with my second family, I realized that the children were very uncontrollable. Their children, they weren't asked to be raised a certain way, but it was just something I personally couldn't handle. I had to deal with a lot of crazy stuff that I'm not gonna go into depth about. They had no respect for their parents, nonetheless for me. So it was a situation that I wasn't feeling very comfortable in, and I had notified the family that I was feeling this way. And they had kind of given me excuses, asked me to wait it out a little bit to let the children get more comfortable with me, which is apparently the reason why they were acting out. So I stayed about a month or 2 more, and nothing had really changed, and that's when I knew I had to kind of get myself out of this situation. Being away from home is on itself very hard, but when you are having to deal with something like this where you're not being respected at your job, and au pairing, this isn't only your job, but like it's also your home, so you're living with them. If you don't feel comfortable in that situation, you gotta get out of there, sister or brother. I don't know if you're a girl or a boy watching this, but just get out of there. I went onto the APOP open forum on Facebook, wrote about my situation, and I got probably the best advice I could have gotten. People were telling me to, communicate as much as you can with the family, and I think without that support it would have been really difficult to get through that time, because I didn't really have much people I knew yet. It was still like the first couple months that I was here in Paris. If you're ever having some kind of issue like this through your journey, go check it out. Let's just say the second family was not too happy that I was leaving them. Once I had found a new position, I told them I was going to go in 2 weeks, because legally on the contract you're supposed to give them a 2 weeks notice before you leave. So that's exactly what I did, and I packed my bags up on the last day of the 2 weeks and I went to my new job. Lastly is the third rematch that I did, which is basically, I'm talking about the family that I had now. Yeah, it's been a long journey, but I'm finally here now, and I've been with this family now for a year now, which is incredible. Time passes by so fast. And I am very, very happy that I decided to stand up for myself and take the decision that I had to take. Let me put it like this. When you move to a new country, you don't have any friends or family here as an au pair. It is completely new to you. When you don't have other people there to stand up for you, you really only have one decision. You have to stand up for yourself, and it can be hard sometimes and you might get down, but you always got to pick yourself back up and just know that you got this. For my third family, the apartment that I'm living in now, I had to obviously move all my stuff over here, and I met a lot of my friends through the APOP community, and without them I would not have been able to move to this apartment, because you already know your girl brought like 5 suitcases and a lot of stuff. So definitely consider checking out on the website how to become an APOP member so you can meet all of the incredible people in this community. If you guys want to see what my day in the life is like now as an au pair with my final family that I've decided to stick with, I have a video of that on my personal channel, and I will leave that link down below. And that's all I'm gonna leave with you guys today. I hope that wasn't too much information, and I hope that you guys don't have to go through 3 rematch processes like me. Please don't let this scare you away from doing an au pair year. I really still do recommend it. Sometimes it's going to be tricky and sometimes it's going to be a bit difficult, but always stick through it and you're going to find your way. I hope to see you guys in the next video, and thank you guys so much for staying till the end. Mwah! Bye guys!